Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. And I'm using that because my mom uses it on her answering machine. And I've been thinking a lot about her lately because, well, it being Mother's Day few days ago, it reminded me of a 4-year-old Daryl. And being the 4-year-old Daryl, he had a lot of fears. And I know this time period, we all have a little bit of fears going out there, some a lot, some not as much. But we all have fears. And I'll tell you the story of myself at 4. And I do remember this. A lot of people don't think you can remember that much, but I do. I was in Sears, and my mom was going to pay a bill. I was holding her hand, and we were standing in line. And as she got ready to step, I said, "Can I go get some water?" She said, "Yes." The water fountain wasn't maybe 20 feet away from her. And I've looked at that Sears store since, and I know it wasn't that far away. And I went and got some water. I turned around, I couldn't see my mother. And I was scared. And I went walking all over the place, all over in that room, and seeing a bunch of people I didn't know brought a lot of real fear to 4-year-old Daryl. I cried, I yelled, I threw a fit. Somebody came to help me, somebody, I'm guessing a Sears employee, and my mother still didn't come and get me because she was paying the bill. Finally, we found my mom. And in my mind, it took all day. But in reality, it was probably not more than 5 minutes, the whole time period. And I remember being so afraid that my mother had left me that I didn't know what I was going to do. A little bit later on in 4-year-old Daryl's life, we had gone to a picnic with church to a place called Coffin Pond. It's up in Maine. Look it up. It's a small little swimming hole that a lot of people pay. Now they pay a bunch of money to go and jump in the water. Back then it was free, I think. But I remember going there, but I don't remember the lesson. And my mother told me years later that the lesson that was given was a man grabbed a hold of a tree, held onto the branch, lifted his legs up, and said, "If I let go, will I fall?" And he left it at that. If we let go of God's hand, the way 4-year-old Daryl let go of his mom's hand, we will fall. I'm assured in the Bible, throughout this whole time period, that God's going to take care of us. And if you look in Habakkuk, or as Elsie Helton will say, Habakkuk, chapter 3, 17, 18, and 19, and my mother, for some reason or other, posted this the other day, before I was asked to give the Devo. "For though the fig tree has no flowers, and there is no fruit on the vine, and the work on the olive comes to nothing, and the fields give no food, and the flock is cut off from its resting place, and there is no herd in the cattle house, still I will be glad in the Lord. My joy will be in God my salvation. The Lord God is my strength. He makes my feet like the roe's feet, or deer's feet, guiding me on my high places knowing that no matter what, God's going to take care of me. I can live through the fear that we're going through now. In the time period that we're all in fear, we have time to think. I do, at least, because I'm not working. And that's scary in itself. But I know God's going to take care of me. And I think a lot of times back on the 4-year-old Daryl and the fears that he went through. As he grew up, those fears become less and less because he was afraid that his mom had left him. He was afraid that his dad was not there. As an adult Daryl, I know my mom and my dad, if they're not here on earth, they're here in my heart. And that's where God is as well. And that's where we need to have him. In Psalms 91, we read, because in 14, 15, and 16, because he holds fast to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. One particular version actually says that God's going to throw a party for us, but I'm not going to go there. But knowing God's name, keeping God's name to our heart, we know that he is going to take care of us. No matter what, we're going to be taken care of. As long as we stay close to him, he'll stay close to us. Thank you.